Wizard World, Fort Lauderdale, at the Broward County Convention Center. We're here at one of the booths that, as you can see, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, the incredible work, all of this work actually. What is that?
He created Rajar Ghul.
So you see all the different things. The people here at Comic-Con at Wizard World, Fort Lauderdale know of his work because he is the famous Neal Adams. And Neal Adams decided to do all of this, come here to Fort Lauderdale, Florida for this big event, and you could see, my gosh, the extended amount of work he has. And for those, and I'm going to right here on Iron Man and Captain America, and it's just incredible, beautiful work that this man does. A pioneer, because he is behind a lot of the comic book scene that you see and read about today, and the illustrations behind them. And then here we go, www.nealadamsstore.com. That's a place to go right there. And when you know it, whoa, wait a second, and there he is, the Godfather, Neal Adams.
You've just made me tired. So much stuff. Oh my goodness.
Neal, what made you get started in this, and just how much fun has this been?
Somebody gave me money. I don't know what was wrong with them, but they gave me money, and that was pretty much it. You know, like, and it keeps me warm at night. It keeps my kids warm at night. It's very good. The idea of trading art for money, I would say that's a very good philosophical concept. We should encourage that in our children. Do art for money. Act for money. Paint for money. Do good work for money. Works out great.
Well, Neal, though, it's not for you to do good work, it's do outstanding work.
Well, there's always that, you know, then maybe they'll pay you a little bit more. I mean, pretty much, you know, that's the way it works. You do a better job, you get a few more bucks, right? I think that's the way we want it to be. I encourage all art students out there, not just to learn what you're doing, but to do it better, because they'll pay you more money. Works out great.
Neal, discuss some of your favorites over the years, and just, I mean, it's been so many, but you got to pick some out.
Of course, there's an awful lot to talk about, and it sounds egotistical for me to do it. But remember that old Batman television show? It was a great show. It was funny, satirical, and wonderful. But we all kind of knew that Batman didn't walk around in the daytime in his long johns, you know, and that he wasn't a comedy star. So when that television show started to fade, it was up to me to go to my editor and say, you know, we're done with that. Why don't we do the real Batman again? And he hangs out at night, and he doesn't walk in through the door, and he does scare criminals, and he is the scourge of the underworld, and he has saved Gotham. So I think we ought to do that Batman. And after a while, they let me do it. And so I changed Batman. Everybody says I made a new Batman. I didn't really make a new Batman. I brought Batman back to what he was originally. I get a chance to do that. I get a chance to help to change the industry by doing Green Lantern and Green Arrow in a series of comic books that broke the comic code, criticized politicians, went and attacked union towns, and did things in comic books that were never done before. You know, a whole series of comic book stories that broke new ground and got high school and college students and college professors to read comic books again. Of course, they were crazy to do it, but they did. And they even wrote letters that weren't crayons on garbage bags, but actually typewritten letters into DC Comics.
Wait a minute, that's not crayons on garbage.
No, that is Batman. That is a quickie on Batman. So we sort of changed the industry. That series, Green Lantern and Green Arrow, has led to the Arrow show. That series has led to the Green Lantern movie. Perhaps, I don't want to take credit for the Green Lantern movie because they didn't exactly do it right. They lost $150 million. Maybe if they introduced Jon Stewart, a black character that I created as Green Lantern, they might have made that money, but they lost it. But I think next time around they'll do it right. That's why you make mistakes, right? To do it right the next time. So we have an industry that you, if you're lucky, like I have been, get an opportunity to affect in a positive way. And as a result of that, you get this.
Which is incredible work. Oh my God, comic book convention, Wizard World, Fort Lauderdale.
100 comic book conventions with over 20,000 people in America every year, starting last year. There'll probably be 125 the next year. There are over 500 small comic book conventions across America a year. That is between 300 and 1,500 people. But the big ones, 50. There's only, 100, and there's only 52 weeks in a year. So you actually have weekends where there are 3 comic book conventions in America. And next week, there's going to be a comic book convention in New York, and there's going to be 150,000 people there. Of course, I'm going to be there because they're going to give me a little bit of money.
Neal, you got to clone yourself.
I know. That's why I have my sons. I have my son over there. You got to go talk to him. He used to work. He did work on what's the name of the show, Marilyn?
Oh, Marilyn walked away. That's all right.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, sure.
My son was the animation designer for the first 4 years of King of the Hill.
Nice.
And he's sitting right over there. So clone-wise, not so bad.
You're not kidding.
I have another son who worked on comic books for England for Doctor Who. I have another son.
You did clone yourself.
I did. Who sculpts superheroes for DC and other comic book companies. So, well, it's a family, you know. And when I say a family, we all do different things, but everybody likes the art business, and through it, we seem to make a living.
So does Marilyn run the whole show then?
She's the brain behind the outfit. I mean, she's an ex-art director. She worked for all the advertising agencies in New York, and she had me as one of her suppliers, and somehow we managed to convince her to come on over to Continuity.
Now I know you have, guys, I know you have some people here. Did you want to say hi to Neal or just?
They haven't got anything to sign, right?
I do, but CGC told me they'd be here.
Oh, you got to get CGC. Are they here?
They're not here. I called them. They told me that they'd be here, but they're not.
What about the other company?
Is there another company that's here? It's a new one, yeah.
Oh, they're very good.
Are they? Are they around?
I don't know if they're around. I'm just mentioning it to them. I'm not saying they're better. I'm saying that
they're good.
Some of the people who work for CGC.
Really?
What do you think of Neal's work?
It's amazing work. Incredible. Absolutely.
Here's the 20.
The truth is the truth, though. I collect.
It's amazing. I looked at this whole area and I was just like, are we in heaven? What is going on here?
It's great.
It's awesome.
Now think of something original to say. Come on. So you're going to have, later on they're going to have, if they find somebody to authenticate the signatures, they're going to have me sign stuff, and they're going to put in what we call clamshells, and they're going to seal it, and it's going to become, because of that act, it's going to be worth 5 or 6 or 7 times what it's worth now.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Directors do that. Unfortunately, they don't get to read it anymore, so they have to buy their reader copies.
Which we all have.
Which they all have.
Yes, we all
Exactly.
have.
Always have to have reader copies.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So it's turning into a real business. Look,
A big business,
let me put it this way: we're taking over the world. I mean, I don't think there's another way to put it. Comic books are in China. Comic books are in India. Comic books are in Europe, in Africa, in South America. South America has about 5 conventions a year. Australia has 15 conventions a year. There's a new convention in China that this company went to last year for the first time, and they're going to go back again. There's comic book conventions everywhere and comic books everywhere. And guess what? Nobody dies. Everybody's happy. We read. Kids learn to read before most of their compatriots in school. Because when you read comic books, there's no list of words that you're allowed to use. You get to use all the words. And let me put it this way, and this is not a criticism, I'm just saying it's a reality. I never saw in my life a child buy a children's book. They buy comic books, and that's what they like to read. This business, this American thing that we do better than anybody, is something that we export to the world in a very, very positive way. And so now we're getting communications, worldwide communication, in a medium that's comfortable and easy for everybody to read and love. And what happens with that, it turns into movies, television shows, and computer games all over the world. What's going to win North Korea? Guess what? It's going to be comic books. I'm just saying.
And that's the digital age has been a real big, big industry leader for this. I mean, that's a big thing. It's a good thing.
Incredible. And nobody's suffering by it. Everybody's doing well.
Well, Neal, thank you so much. I know we have www.nealadamsstore.com. Do you have Twitter?
Yeah, but you're asking me to remember things? I'm an artist. I don't remember stuff. Just go to nealadams.com. If you can remember Neal Adams, just put a .com at the end of it.
And that's
everything is there.
That's what we will do. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.